When I decided to name our coverage of the Border Gavaskar Trophy, the final frontier, little did I know that it would feel like one, especially for the Indian team. That term defines all the pain, the agony and ordeals that this squad has had to go through the entire series. It's been a fiery face-off between India and Australia, and the last test has been no different. Day one saw a series of emotions ranging from India being under pressure, the Aussies getting all over them, to India getting off the field all pumped up, with Jasprit Bumrah leading the charge and taking a wicket of the very last ball of the day. But before any of that, we have to address the elephant in the room, the absence of Rohit Sharma and what looks like the last of him in Test cricket. Like I said yesterday, Rohit Sharma would be dropped from the last test, and Jasprit Bumrah would step up to lead the squad in the final match. And it was surreal early morning today, watching Rohit Sharma hardly be around those pre-toss rituals. He did come out to check the pitch out much after his successor Bumrah played around a bit, and that's about it. He went right back into the dressing room, was not even seen during the national anthem. Bumrah at the toss spoke about Rohit opting himself out and the team still in positive spirit, that everyone was thinking about what was going to be best for the team. Now, he said all the right things, made the right noises, but going by what we saw on day one, it's safe to say, new captain, yes, new sense of purpose, probably, but the same old India. Now, let's get one thing straight here. There is no one other better than Bumrah who can really lead India in this test cricket setup currently. He's the right and only option at this point with the squad that has been picked. But has that really transformed the entire dressing room? Yes, the conditions out there were challenging, no doubt. It was a bold call to bat under that cover and on that pitch. But what we saw as India folded for below 200 runs in that first innings was a team that seems to be in turmoil, and blamed the age-old problem of India just not handling change very well. The Indian system shaking and shivering every time there's a huge transition. There is a big change. Rohit, the captain, not being in a playing 11 in the last test of a very important series, it's not just a change, it's a jolt. And Sydney was going to be the testing ground to see how India was going to handle that jolt. And safe to say, they did not come out too well with that, especially with the bat. They seemed rattled by the shift in team dynamics, and the Aussie bowlers only capitalized on that. The unison and consistency in the Australian bowling attack completely derailed any Indian resistance that could have resulted in a longer stay. Now, you'll say, but Bumrah is not new to this. He did captain that first test at Perth, a test India won, but that was different in many ways. First of all, it was the first test in a series. The fatigue of a tour has not even begun to set in, and your actual captain is on the way, ready to join the squad. The scenario was different. Here it feels like the end of an era, the Rohit Sharma era. The same captain who many of you just won a T20 World Cup playing under. Many of us watched him do that, not around anymore. That hits different. And you could see those emotions really play up until that last few overs of the day's play, and we'll get to that in a bit. Batting first, the top order really failed to stay and dig deep and keep that patience going. Everyone got the starts only to not stay the course. Yashasvi Jaiswal was done in by an absolutely stunning delivery. KL Rahul's dismissal was disappointing. Shubman Gill lost his focus thanks to Manas Labuschagne and Steve Smith chirping at him behind the wicket and succeeding in getting under his skin. There was a heated banter between Smith and Gill. They both exchanged words. The very next delivery, the blood rush saw Gill rushing into a Nathan Lyon delivery and getting done in by that, nicking to Smith himself. Virat Kohli got out in similar fashion once again. Rishabh Pant showed some reserve, only to again get tempted to go for that pull, top edging and getting out. Yet again, trying to strike big, and that wicket really opened up that procession. The most disappointing dismissal, of course, was that of Nitish Reddy. First ball, was stuck in between wanting to play the delivery or leave it alone. The last over truly spiced things up. Jasprit Bumrah was all pumped up. He got into a bit of a verbal exchange with Sam Constance, who was trying to annoy Bumrah from the non-striker's end. The last delivery, Bumrah managed to dismiss Usman Khwaja for the sixth time in the series. And that really, for me, is the image India needs to remember. How they all rallied around Bumrah and looked all fired up to take on the Aussies. That's what they need to remember when they take the field on day 2. Because without that heat and that passion, without them really banding together, this test will slip away as well. They need to leave the insecurities and the fear that has come thanks to the Rohit Sharma exit. They need to leave that behind them if they wish for a favourable result in Sydney, because one Jasprit Bumrah fighting a lone battle will not make a summer.